Hi guys, it's Eileen coming at you from Just Kettlebells, and we're going to try something new today. I'm going to do my first whiteboard talk. It's going to be a little longer, and so I'm going to put it up on the Instagram video if you want to watch the whole thing. But our topic for today is why prolonged sitting causes back pain and how kettlebell training, proper kettlebell training, can help with that. And I speak to this from experience. Before I started kettlebell training, I had chronic back pain for 11 years. I was on medication. After about a year of proper training, completely off medication. Not that my back never hurts. It does on occasion, but I don't have chronic back pain, and I am not on any kind of back medication, which is definitely a plus. So the kind of givens that I want to just introduce first when we do this talk is that our muscles work by either turning on or turning off. Their only job is to contract, and then when they turn off, they stop contracting. You can't actively stretch your bicep muscle just with your brain, but you can contract it. Muscles, we can add more tension by recruiting more muscle fibers, but that's how muscles work. And their job is to move our bones around. Our body is programmed for efficiency, meaning we want to conserve calories. We want to do things in the most efficient way possible. And then our body is programmed to keep us upright, to prevent us from falling and protect our spine. And when I say our body, I mean our brain, but our brain-body connection. And the groups of muscles I want to talk about today, and these are just in general terms, are our glutes, which are the muscles in our butt. And their job is to, when they contract, they straighten our hip bone, our lower back muscles, which we're all familiar with if we have lower back pain. Our abs, which are in the front, which are designed to hold us upright, hold our rib cage upright. And then our hip flexors, which are in the front of our hips, which if they contract, then our hips flex, or we bend forward. So in a sitting posture, sitting is not an incorrect posture. A lot of us don't sit with the best sitting posture, but sitting for short periods of time is fine. This talk is really about when you're sitting at a desk all day. So generally what happens when we sit at a desk all day, we tend to get this kind of rounded posture in our back. So our glutes are off because our hips are flexed, so our hip flexors are on. You can see when we have this posture here where we're kind of forward, it's our abs have turned off. So we're kind of in that forward posture. And then often what happens is, in order to try and straighten us back out, is our lower back will turn on because our body wants us to be upright. So when we do this all day, because our brain is programmed for efficiency and our body is programmed for efficiency, then when we go to stand, our bodies kind of take on that default programming of glutes off, abs off, lower back on, hip flexors on. So instead of the glutes and the abs working to keep us upright, our lower back and our hip flexors are fighting that. So our hip flexors are on because we've been sitting all day like this. And so our lower back is trying to straighten us out, and we get lower back pain. So proper kettlebell training is great because it works the posterior chain and it works the abs. So you can see in this, I just diagrammed the two positions in the kettlebell swing is a hip hinge and then a plank. And so in order to get from the hinge to the plank, you have to activate the glutes because you're here, and then the plank is here, activating the glutes. And the other thing you need to activate, especially as the bell pulls up, is your abs get activated. And in this plank position at the top, you're tight in your glutes and you're tight in your abs. So it's working the two muscle groups that we really need to work in order to keep our body upright, the ones that our body was designed to keep us upright. And then so when we stand, and if we practice this and wake up those muscles again, maybe have heard the term glute amnesia. Our glutes kind of fall asleep, but with practicing proper kettlebell training, then the glutes turn back on, the abs turn back on, which means the lower back turns off and the hip flexors turn off, which means that we can then have a nice tall posture when we're standing rather than this kind of forward where our hips are slightly flexed, our abs are off, and then our lower back turns on to try and straighten us out. So in a nutshell, that's why kettlebell training, proper kettlebell training, hard style, where you're activating the glutes not the quads. The quads aren't gonna help with that, so that's why that squatty swing is not necessarily gonna fix the problem with this kind of sedentary lifestyle. So proper kettlebell training, learning how to hinge and how to plank properly under the direction of a kettlebell instructor will greatly help lower back pain, as I can attest. I will tell you that that for some people, if you're not doing these two movements properly, then yes, it can exacerbate lower back pain if you end up in this kind of rounded posture at the top of your in your hinge on your kettlebell swing. Then you're just reinforcing this rather than reinforcing this, which is what we want to do. So if you're interested in kettlebell training or want to learn more, you can check out my website, www.justkettlebells.com, or give me a call or a text and see the kettlebell basic programs we have to offer. We offer small group training and individual sessions, so check it out. Thanks for watching.